My daddy was a farmer. I remember when I was a little boy, this was back when we milked our own cows, and he'd go out there and milk the cow. I'd go stand by the fence and watch him, and he would spray the udder on me to give me some milk. And so, I mean, I've been involved in farming. I mean, when I was a young boy, 8 years old, 9 years old, they put me in the field, in the tobacco field, pulling a mule with a sled for them to put the tobacco on, and by the time the end of the season, I was out cropping tobacco. So I've been involved in farming all my life. It's sort of part in my blood. I think most people farm. You got to make a living. That's one thing. Everybody wants to make a living and wants to make a decent living, but farming's hard. But the reason people farm is because I think it's in their blood. I mean, you just don't. You find most farmers are third, fourth generation people. They're not somebody that just comes straight out of school and picks up gets on a tractor and goes to farming. They've been involved in it somehow for a long period of time. It's in their blood, and they do it because they like to see things grow, and they like to finish what they do. Now let me explain something about that to you. In most people's businesses, they don't see things finished because it's not what they do. It's a long-term goal. But in farming, you plant the crop, you take care of the crop, and at the end of the day, you see the crop mature, and you gather the crop, and you see what you've done. So there is some level of feeling good about what you've accomplished by that. So there is a psychological thing about getting on a tractor sometimes and watching and driving a tractor, and you can look behind you and see that you finished something. One day you can have enough rain, and the next day you've got too much rain. One day you can have enough heat, and the next day you've got too much heat. I mean, it's a crapshoot. I mean, there's a lot of variables involved in farming, and it's not an easy job. I mean, everybody thinks farming may be easy. A lot of people think farming's easy, but it's not easy. And in today's world, you've got to be educated to farm. You can't just walk out and go to farming. You've got to understand all the mechanisms of genetics. You've got to understand all the mechanisms of why you put this chemical, why you use this fertilizer, and you've got the tools out there to do it with, but you got to be able to use the tools to do it with. It's not just getting out there and getting on a tractor and going. There's a lot involved in it. If I had something to share with everybody, it would be that there's nothing easy in life, but there's something always worth doing.